Welcome back to Red Star Raceway and Extreme Festival action for round 4. We're about to kick things off now with the hottest race action of the day, Global Touring Cars and the GTC Super Cup. The target on the back is on the back of Robert Volk as he leads the championship in Global Touring Cars. He's going to definitely have his work cut out for him this weekend as the Corollas are going to be fighting hard with the lone golf of Brad Liebenberg. And look out for that man, birthday boy, Michael van Rooyen, looking to turn his season around, possibly looking for a victory here. This season has definitely seen Super Cup enhance what is Global Touring Cars' success so far, and definitely looking forward to seeing the youngsters going at it as well in both Global Touring Cars and the GTC Super Cup. Brad Liebenberg gifted the pole position award and getting the 2,500 Rand courtesy of Dunlop, and his teammate Leighton Fourie takes the Super Cup award. Looks like there's going to be some fun and games at Team Red Racing with those two boys at the front end. Brad Liebenberg looking to possibly get his first victory ever in the golf as well. He's the lone golf out there with the Toyotas right on his tail. Leighton Fourie leads things out over Jeff Kruger, Keegan Campos and Arnie Neveling when we look at the GTC Super Cup grid. And then further down, the welcome return of Ian Pepper back into National Championship Saloon Car Racing. A minute's silence for the loss of the Volkswagen Motorsport team. Round 4, race 1. Here we go towards turn 1. Brad Liebenberg holding that pack up. Robert Volk alongside him as they head towards turn 1. We're on board with Rackstraw, the lone Audi. Just ahead of him is the lone Ford Focus. And Julian van der Walt going to go side by side with his teammate. But it looks like Brad Liebenberg's been able to hang on to what is going to be the pole position. And of course now the whole shot. From pole position, he cements it into the whole shot, into turn 2. Yes, indeed. The Hype Energy Golf and Team Red Racing Machine out front. Then you've got Chemical Logistics' Corolla of Robert Volk just ahead of his teammate. We're on board with Keegan Campos as Leighton Fourie is about to drop the hammer down towards turn 1. He's got Jeff Kruger on his outside. Oh, and out of shape is Campos. Going down into turn 1, Campos gets completely locked up and he gets to go right to the back of this big pack of Global Touring Cars. The GTC Super Cup pack has grown even bigger and better, and you can see now having to work from the back of this field, Campos has got his work cut out for him. There's no doubt about it. That certainly didn't work out the way he wanted. That is for sure. Keegan Campos now with a huge mountain to climb. He's tucked in just behind that pack in about 7th, 8th and 9th place at this point. But you can see coming through the field rapidly is JP van der Walt and Keegan Masters. Keegan Masters up to 3rd place for Team Perfect Circle. And van der Walt is on his tail. JP van der Walt just ahead of Hammond. And you can see the Corello car there of Tato Corello, the 100 car coming through there rapidly. That's probably one of the best positions that Tato's been in so far in his career. And as they come through there, watch out for Jonathan Mahotzi as well for Volkswagen Motorsport. Giving an opportunity to jump into the lone Volkswagen Motorsport Polo GTI Super Cup category car after we lost not only the 2 exceptional men from Volkswagen Motorsport, but both of those original Golfs. There's not an original Golf, but there's a Golf out front, that's for sure. Brad Liebenberg's Golf being built by Team Red Racing, and I can tell you something, it is putting on a show you of note, getting away from Volk, getting away from Van der Walt, and getting away from the birthday boy. There's no answer yet from Van Rooyen. Michael van Rooyen, we're going to close things down there on the 2 blue cars ahead of him, but the Gazoo Racing Corolla just doesn't seem to have the pace to get past Van der Walt just yet, but of course it's still early stages in this one. Watch out for the pace coming out of Sarwood Variawa and from the tank, the Race Driver SA and InvestChem Audi. Hard on the brakes into the chicane and looking to go on the inside of that second Gazoo Racing Corolla ahead of him. Rackstraw getting sideways into that first part, didn't quite get the exit right, but he's now got it all sorted out. Remember, this is a man who has got a lap record around this track in Formula 1600, so he'll know exactly how to place that car to get it to work perfectly. The 11 car coming through there is Nathan Hammond. He's on the back end of Schneider's. Stefan Schneider stepping back into the car after a long time off due to injury. Broken Achilles, and he's now back into it and fighting hard, and also joined the Masters category. Speaking of Masters, there's Keegan. He's maintaining what is going to be 3rd place on track at the moment, but he's got a little bit of work cut out for him because JP van der Walt is there as well. He's looking to try and close that gap down on Arnie Neveling just up the road from him. Leighton Fourie continues to lead the GTC Super Cup class though. It looks like the Team Red Racing and Elite man is going to be a tough man to beat. His teammate on his tail is Jeff Kruger for Team Red Racing and Bourbon Highway, and you can see just how good this youngster is. Remember, this is a man who stepped up from a championship in Polo Cup last year. He's now into Global Touring Cars Super Cup for the first time. He's the rookie in the class, and he's got a seasoned veteran on his tail. And it's his teammate who's stuck behind him there, Jeff Kruger, currently in 2nd, as you can see, heading onto the short straight. Looking in the background, Arnie Neveling still in 3rd. And then just behind that, the battle continues between JP van der Walt and Keegan Masters. They're still wrapping things up. Watch out for the pace of Keegan Campos as well. I just saw him in the background. Back to the front end of GTCs. This is 3rd place on track there, Julian van der Walt. Hasn't got an answer there to his teammate as Robert Volk just maintains second place, because it doesn't look like Volk has got an answer to Brad Liebenberg's pace. We go on board here with Volk. Let's have a look and see what he can do about that Hype Energy Golf just up the road from him. You see some smoke out of these cars all the time. It's not a concern when you see that white smoke coming out of them. Kind of all tend to smoke a little bit, but these GTCs are now in full flight into race number 1. And the Chemical Logistics and WCT team are having a good day in the saddle with second and third wrapped up at the moment. Can they do anything about this man out front though? Looking for his first victory and a debut victory for this car as well. He started the season in an Audi and he's moved up into this Golf. And Lee Thompson has built him something pretty spectacular as he gets onto that short straight. Problems for Masters. And it was third place or fourth place at that stage for Keegan Masters. And the Peretti and Playboy and Team Perfect Circle car, along with Michael van Rooyen, pulling to the sideline. Problems there for Michael van Rooyen. The birthday boy is not going to have to go his own way here, that is for sure. The leaders are onto the last lap, and there's cars parked on the sideline and stricken. There's probably going to be double yellows at all those cars that are in trouble. Here comes a big move. Look at this. Nick Davidson leading things out in the Masters class, closing in on the Titan Stunts car there of Davy van Niekerk. Donnie van Niekerk trying to get ahead of Hammond. Late braking from Mahotsi to keep ahead of that little fight just behind him. Mahotsi looking for a possibility of a top 5 finish there in the Super Cup class. I think he's just outside the top 5 at the moment, so maybe he'll have to settle for 6th. Hammond, Van Niekerk, and Davidson cross the line. This is the man they've all got to try and catch at the front end of global touring cars, and GTC is going to be one out here, by the looks of it, by Brad Liebenberg. Volk has tried hard. You can see he's just had no answer here in the Corolla to the pace of the Golf out front. It'll be an inverted grid, remember, for race number 2, so Volk will be looking forward to that one. These two cars are going to have to come from 6th and 7th on the grid to try and get through the big pack of GTCs in race 2. Victory, though, goes to Brad Liebenberg, and the first victory there for Team Red Racing and the Hype Energy Golf. Sparker boys will be happy with that as well. Great job from Brad Liebenberg. Here comes OMPs and Express and Team Reds. Leighton Free looking for his first victory here at Red Star Raceway, and it'll be in a Super Cup car. He's had a couple in polos before, but this is definitely an awesome run from him, and he stayed well ahead of his teammate Jeff Kruger to come and take the honours for race 1 in the GTC Super Cup class. He comes through the final chicane. Those Dunlops have worked perfect as he heads to the line. Leighton Free has been the man to catch, and no one had an answer to him, not even his teammate Jeff Kruger could find the pace that Leighton Free was finding, setting a new lap record here in GTC Super Cup. Jeff Kruger comes through for second place, and a great run there from him. He'll finish up ahead of Arnie Neveling and JP van der Walt. There is confirmation of the top 5 in GTCs. It's Liebenberg from Volk, Van der Vat and Variawa, with Indikani in 5th. Free, Kruger, Neveling and Van der Walt ahead of Campos, with top 5 in GTC Super Cup. Happy man in the Hype Golf is Brad Liebenberg, that's for sure. Let's catch up with him.
We had a little bit of an issue since we went out the pits. The clutch was slipping a little bit. And yeah, that plays with your mind that the car's going to make it to the end. And yeah, she held together. The team gave me a phenomenal wagon here to drive. I mean, the thing was on rails. It did exactly what I wanted to do every time I turned it, every time I got on the power. So yeah, a huge thanks to Lee and Brandon at Team Universal. Yeah, like I say, flag to flag. And you know, hopefully we can come from 6th place now in the reverse grid and see what we can do from there.
Team Perfect Circle's Keegan Masters had some problems. Let's find out what went wrong.
But yeah, the race was looking good. We were in P4 from P6, so it wasn't too bad. But unfortunately we had a slow leak in the front left, and yeah, we was forced to retire after 4 laps.
I'm sure he's looking forward to coming back now for race number 2, as we're seeing a little bit of prep done now. A bit of tweaking and a bit of tuning going on here. There's no doubt about it. There's a couple of cars that want to be slightly higher up than where they finished. JP van der Walt will be one of them. He was just off the podium there and fighting hard for an honour to be there. I think Van der Vat will be the man to watch out for, as he always is on the reverse grid. And Campos and Pepper stable definitely looking to turn things around. Pepper would love to be at the front end of the Masters, and I know that Keegan Campos certainly wants to win out GTC Super Cup. Rackstraw is at the front end. He's also a danger man. As I mentioned, he has got a lap record around here, so he'll certainly know what to do to stay in the front and get a car around this track rapidly. Let's see what him and Van der Vat can do, as they've already gone at it, as we saw earlier on in the show, in the Formula Fords. Now it's Ford versus Audi as they go down towards turn 1. In the background, it's the GTC Super Cups, led out by Tata Carello. Alongside him is Campos as they come down to turn 1. A big pack of GTC Super Cup cars head down there for the last time. We go on board here with Ian Pepper. A welcome return, as I said, to circuit racing here for this man. Spent a bit of time on dirt bikes for a while, And he's been running a race team pretty successfully too, but he's now in the mix of Super Cup, and he's certainly loving life as we go at it now towards turn 2. Looking for a way through on Hammond. It looks like he might have got a tag from behind as well. Big welcome there, Ian Pepper. That's how we do things. Oh, and speaking of tags, there's 2 cars. Neveling and Campos are sideways. Jeff Kruger going to try and thread the needle, get between the 2 of them. He's got ahead of Neveling, and it looks like JP van der Walt got caught up with that one, and he ends up on the sideline for the wheelie and Platinum Wheels Team Red Racing Machine. It's Kruger who's ahead of Neveling. That's exactly how we expected it to see, but he wasn't quite able to get the needle through and get everybody ahead. But here goes Kruger for the lead. Can he get up the inside of Campos? He can. Easily done on the brakes there. Jeff Kruger going to be later on the brakes, only just to keep out Keegan Campos. Keegan Campos on the high side of turn 6. He's got Arnie Neveling on his inside. Here comes Leighton Free up to 4th. Free has got through there, tried to stay out of harm's way with the reverse grid, and he did just that. He's now in amongst the usual contenders at the front end, and they're now side by side as they come out of the dog bone. Heading into the dog bone is the Masters battle. Masters is in there with Pepper. Pepper versus Masters versus Hammond. The Trinity Protection Services, Team Perfect Circle, and Pepper Racing Cars going at it side by side. We go on board with Saad Variawa further up the field in Global Touring Cars. Variawa looking possibility for a victory here as well. The Gazoo Racing Man has had a fantastic season so far. The youngest driver in Global Touring Cars, and he's doing an absolutely amazing job to be in the mix here with the usual contenders and some very seasoned campaigners in this front end category. Have a look at this from Ian Pepper's point of view now, heading into turn 3. That's where all the chaos reigned. Cars going left, right and centre trying to avoid stuff. You can see the Titan Stunts car. Then you got Paul Luthi all the way from Scotland just ahead of Pepper as they came out of that. So very lucky to survive. That one was Pepper and Luthi. Back to Global Touring Cars in the front end of this field. It's still Rackstraw leading things out, but look at Brad Liebenberg hunting them down now rapidly. Closing in is Robert Volk as well. Volk is looking for a way through as he dives on the inside of Saud Variawa. Variawa under attack. And loses out there. The Toyota just squeezes through. Volk, oh, and he loses out to his teammate as well. Or is that the hype car? That might be the hype car that's just got through there as well. No, it's his teammate. Absolutely brilliant stuff from the 2 of them there. And this is all going a little bit out of shape again there for Campos. GTC Super Cup and the action sticking fast. Arnie under pressure. Campos was under pressure too. He spun out under that pressure. Here comes Leighton Free for second. Are you never going to lose out? The Paget Racing and Stradale car loses out to the man who took the first victory. And looking over his shoulder now, he looks into the man who taught him how to race. Brilliant stuff as they come into turn 5. Tata Carrillo just ahead there of Dani van Niekerk. Then you've got the battle raging between Hammond and Masters. The rest of them coming through there waiting for, of course, the leader of the Masters at this point in time. JP van der Walt squeezing through there. Just behind him was Nick Davidson leading out the Masters category. Paul Luthi, I think, will be stepping up into Masters. Stefan Schneider's just behind that. And there's Pepper. Pepper and Davidson side by side for the lead of the Masters as they come down towards turn 6. Pepper going to be late on the brakes. Davidson looking to take the lead of this championship, remember, with Andre Besaidnout having to step out with a hip injury. He wasn't able to get into any of the race action. He only participated in a couple of the practices on the Friday. Decided to step out because that hip injury was definitely affecting his ability behind the wheel. No worries at all for Brad Liebenberg behind the wheel. He's got to the front and disappearing away now from both Robert Volk and from the Gazoo Racing Machine. And all problems again. Oh, what a nightmare weekend for the birthday boy. Michael van Rooyen stricken on the sideline. Looks like he spun out in turn 6. You can see the black lines across there from those Dunlops as he went into turn 6. Climbed on the loud pedal and just got out of shape. So it's Michael van Rooyen now who is out of it again. Here's Saud Variawa on the inside looking for second place, and he gets ahead of Volk. So what a move there from Saud Variawa. Looks like Volk also might be slowing slightly. He hasn't got the same turn of pace as that Gazoo Racing Corolla just ahead of him. So Variawa moves himself up rapidly, possibly up into a podium position. And Variawa with some big flames out of the side of that Gazoo Racing Corolla moves up to second. We're on board here with Pepper. Pepper under attack from Davidson. Davidson goes round, he's outside. He goes into the chicane. Remember, this is a one-off drive here, possibly. Hopefully we're going to get him a couple more times. Maybe at his London Grand Prix circuit with Roy Campos being away on international duties. He's given Pepper the chance to race. This is a move here, possibly for the lead. Jeff Kruger under attack for GTC Super Cup. Yes, indeed, and it is Leighton Free, his teammate, all over the back of him. It is on in the sunset. And both the Team Red Racing boys are going at it. There's no holds barred, there's no team orders, other than possibly taking each other out. And you can see Leighton Free means business. Has Jeff Kruger got a push to pass left to keep Leighton Free behind him? They're coming up on some of the back markers. I think it's on Rackstraw they're closing in on there. But yeah, they come down the short straight. Kruger will be late on the brakes. He knows exactly where to place this car. He also has had lots of experience around this track in the Lotus Challenge and a couple of times in a couple of seasons in Polo Cup as well. Maybe a little bit more than what Leighton Free's got. So that might just keep out the intentions from Leighton Free. Brad Liebenberg looking for a double on the day. What a run here from the Sparko and Hype Energy car. Brilliant bit of driving here from this man as Liebenberg looks to try and take on everybody in this field now as the lone Volkswagen contender. And he's done it all right. Look at those brakes light up. Oh, what a great shot there. And definitely showing that these guys have worked hard here as those disc brakes are glowing in the sunset. As there's going to be a double victory here for Hype Energy, Sparko and Team Red Racing's Brad Liebenberg in the Golf 8 GTI. Comes across the line and look at the gap he's pulled. Back to Global Touring Car Super Cup. And Team Red Racing are going to make it 1 in the front end of GTCs and 1-2 in the front end of Super Cup as the OMP Elite car finishes up behind Team Red Racing and Bourbon Eyewear's Jeff Kruger. Leighton Free in second place for GTC Super Cup. There's the official results. Liebenberg, Variawa, Volk, Ndakani and Van der Wart top 5 in GTCs and Super Cup. It's Kruger, Fourie, Campos, Neveling and Van Niekerk getting his top 5 for the first time in the Car Care Clinic car. Let's catch up with Brad on the double victory.
We knew that we had the pace in the car to manage to get to the front there, but yeah, a little bit of luck. You know, you always need luck in racing, and yeah, we managed to come away with a win. A big thanks to the team, to Hype Energy Drinks, to MS Technics, Sparko. Without these guys, it wouldn't be possible, and yeah, I hope I did them proud this weekend, coming away with pretty much a full house, pole position, 2 race wins. Couldn't ask for more.
Jeff Kruger picks up the second victory in GTC Super Cup. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah, no, exceptionally happy. It was quite a pressurizing race late, and it was closing on me very quickly. And I knew I just had to hold him off till the end. I had to make my car very wide, and the braking was getting very tricky. A lot of lockups in the tight corners, so I knew one small mistake and he would be through. So, no, I'm exceptionally happy with the results today. Good points for the championship. I think Leighton still pulled ahead a little bit, but yeah, and at least we're still in the mix for the next round.
Leighton Free does indeed hang on to the championship lead with second place in race 2.
The season's gone strong so far. We're learning more on the car as we go, but yeah, we'll see how it goes throughout the whole the further part of the season. I mean, we go to tracks like East London and stuff where maybe we don't get the testing that we can get here, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Championship lead in the Sunset. Volk takes it by 6 points over Saward Variawa, and Leighton Free hangs on by 6 points over Jeff Kruger. How close do you want it heading into the East London Grand Prix circuit? And the next round of the Extreme Festival heads down to East London's Grand Prix circuit on the 6th of August. We're going to be there. Come and join us for all the action. All this Extreme Festival action is proudly brought to you by Comcare Medical Scheme, Dunlop Tires, Ferodo, the #1 in brakes, and Invesco.